Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashley. It's Friday, that means it's almost time for the weekend. I hope you guys are excited, and I want to know in the comments what you're playing this weekend because I need some ideas if I manage to crawl out of my Pillars of Eternity 2 hole. But before we get to the fun part, we do the news part, which actually, to come to think of it, is also kind of fun. But it's also serious business because it looks like Fortnite is coming to the Switch. Maybe, though, not the Battle Royale mode, which, considering Switch's weaker online, maybe not that surprising. So it's all thanks to a leaked E3 document, allegedly from Nintendo, that shows the game listed among the Switch's lineup, along with a bunch of others, including Dragon Ball FighterZ, FIFA 19, Overcooked 2, Mario Tennis Aces, and Paladins. Look, this could be a faked document. That also happens a lot before E3. 4chan is pretty legendary for putting those out, but we may have gotten a little bit more confirmation thanks to the good old Korean Game Ratings Board, which has posted a rating for Fortnite on Switch and described how players can collect resources and build defensive fortresses to stop monsters. So, based on that, a lot of people are taking it to mean that only the Save the World mode portion of Fortnite is coming to Switch, but obviously we'll know more very, very soon. Bungie's got some big plans for their second year of content to support Destiny 2, and like everyone else, apparently they decided waiting for E3 would be dumb. Instead, they'll share their plans in a live stream on June 5th with game director Steve Kdin and project lead Scott Taylor. We don't know a whole lot about what they're planning yet, aside from an expected fall expansion, but community manager D just promising the stream will address community feedback, their updated roadmap, and new content for September. One of the major expectations there, probably for a lot of fans, is that response to community feedback portion, since Bungie's taken more than a few hits over Destiny 2's features and a perceived lack of clarity from the developer. If you want to check it out, the stream will go live June 5th, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, which translates to 9 a.m. Pacific Time or 4 p.m. GMT, and if you're not GMT, I bet you have a better idea how that translates for you. BioWare is teasing its E3 plans for Anthem, so they are waiting. Someone's waiting for E3. It includes a new trailer, some insights from its creative team. The developer recently tweeted a short clip of armored soldiers in the game with the caption, "There's something waiting for us beyond the wall." It's a dragon, just so you know. It's not a dragon, that's Game of Thrones joke. They're not necessarily dragons in Anthem, don't quote me on that. Anyway, the teaser then goes on to mention we can watch a new trailer June 9th, which is the date of the EA Play event. EA also released more details about what else we can expect to learn about the game at E3, and they include more gameplay, specifically around combat and exosuits worn by the characters. We'll also get to hear from the developers and BioWare heads themselves, including BioWare General Manager Casey Hudson and Executive Producer Mark Dara. BioWare definitely has a lot of riding on Anthem. Seems like they're hoping to make a splash at E3. I would like this game to be good, so fingers crossed. There have been rumors about a new Devil May Cry game going around, that it's going to be announced at E3, and thanks to a retail listing, that may have been kind of confirmed. The Austrian dealer Gameware published a listing for the game, both for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and added that it's expected to be published in 2018. Not the first indicator we've had Devil May Cry 5 exists. In January, voice actor Daniel Southworth, who voices the character Virgil, posted a hint on social media that the game would be coming to E3. No word yet from Capcom, but it would be a really great reveal if it happens. I particularly enjoy like the classic Devil May Cry, so well, we'll see. Developer DICE has unveiled a new mode for Battlefield 5, and it involves players jumping out of planes. The mode is called AIRBORNE, and it involves one team of players who parachute into battle with the job of destroying the enemy's artillery. Meanwhile, the other team has to, well, obviously, defend against the attack. So while at first this might seem like a Battle Royale mode because, you know, players jumping out of a plane and everything, the details seem to indicate that it's much more squad-based combat, but it sounds like it should be pretty fun. Pokemon Quest may not be a mainline Pokemon game, but it's still doing big business. The game, which is a kind of an RPG, it's got cute blocky graphics where you explore a new island. It came out on Switch. It's hit over 1 million downloads already, and that number almost certainly gonna rise when it comes out later this month for smartphones as well. Just goes to show the power of Pokemon, still a very, very strong thing. Well, and people love free stuff too, but it's probably a pretty good sign for Pokemon Let's Go as well. That's been sort of polarizing within the Pokemon community because it has so many Pokemon Go elements, but looks like there's still a pretty huge audience for non-core Pokemon stuff, so we'll see. This next story, just a reminder, be very careful about what you promise on the internet because it could come back to haunt you. This particular example involves a Reddit poster named The Yada who apparently was so sure that Bethesda was gonna announce Fallout 3 Remastered that he made a very bold promise that he would drink an entire bottle of Tabasco sauce if he was wrong. You know the rest of the story. Instead, Bethesda announced Fallout 76. The Yada was true to his word. He chugged a bottle on a YouTube video after saying, "I've made a terrible mistake." And when he got it all down, and he did, which is very impressive, he mentioned in the description of the video that his throat was on fire afterwards, which, yeah, I would expect so. Anyway, nice job, dude. Hope your butt's doing okay this morning because all of that sauce also has to come out eventually. Most directors would follow up a giant, successful superhero movie with, well, another big budget franchise picture, right? But Thor Ragnarok's Taika Waititi is doubling down on his weird, awesome, dark sense of humor. JOJO Rabbit is described as a World War II satire about a young boy being raised by a single mother in Germany. The boy, JOJO, has an imaginary friend who just so happens to be Adolf Hitler, and it will be played by Waititi himself. In a press release, Waititi promises his anti-war satire will finally ridicule Nazis and their beliefs, because of course that hasn't happened previously. He also added, "This film is going to piss off a lot of racists, and that makes me very happy." Scarlett Johansson stars as JoJo's mother, and the film's just begun production. Sounds weird as hell, which is always a good thing where he is concerned. I mean, What We Do in the Shadows was freaking brilliant. I'm super looking forward to the series they're spinning off from that. Anyway, Netflix got famous for the ability to binge watch shows, and up until recently, they've stuck hard to that formula. When a series of something comes out, they're all out at once. It's great, and also takes up like my entire weekend, but I'm okay with it. Gone were the days of having to wait a whole week for each level episode of your favorite show. But that could be starting to change a little bit. Two of the streaming platform's most anticipated shows just got split into half seasons: Arrested Development and The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Netflix has finally announced when you can see the second half of Kimmy Schmidt's fourth and final season, and it's kind of a long way off. May as well be another different season. It's next year. You have to wait until January 25th, 2019 to get your closure with Kimmy and Titus and Lillian and Jacqueline, Reverend Richard Wayne, Gary, Richard Wayne. Man, he has, I don't like his name. You know what? The hot dude who ended up with no hands in 30 Rock. Anyway, I wondered what was going on with that. I binge watched all the episodes that are available, and then I got to the end and I was like, what? That's it? Now I know why. In the latest example of prank videos getting people in major trouble, like major, very serious, real-world trouble, a YouTuber has been arrested for a bomb threat prank on a college campus. Real funny, dude. The YouTuber, who goes by Arab Andy, has caused problems before using the same text-to-speech tech that got him in hot water this time. One where he got into verbal altercations with people on a bus, another in which he got pulled over by police. The stunt that got him arrested, though, was this latest. The University of Washington Police Department issued a statement detailing the stunt, saying, around 5 p.m., a man walked into a classroom in Savory Hall on the University of Washington campus, filming with a phone in his hand. He asked for everyone's attention, and a pre-recorded message emitted from a speaker on his jacket announcing something to the effect of "the C4 is charged," and a countdown began. People ran from the room and activated the fire alarm on their way out. Hilarious. The YouTuber streamed the entire thing. The stream continued after the area was evacuated, even as he was arrested. YouTube has, of course, since pulled it down, but I get the feeling there's a prosecutor somewhere. They're just rubbing their hands with glee that someone chronicled all of this themselves. You're basically doing the job for them. Also, that's not funny. All right. So, ending Friday roundup on a high note. Let us know what you think of all of these updates in the comments down below. To make sure you get news from every corner of the internet every weekday, like this video, and if you're new to our channel, subscribe to the know. A lot of people have taken that to, yeah. Pokemon Quest, the game that's out, might, I get distracted. I got one of those, hairs that's like rubbing on you. Apparently I'm very easily distracted. The boy, JoJo, has an imaginary